Hello guys, this is Ranjit. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn With Me. So friends, I'm really sorry I got a bit late to upload my new video. Due to some personal issues I couldn't upload it very early. So friends, today in this session we are going to discuss very interesting topic from quantitative aptitude, that is nothing but quadratic equation. So friends, we all know that quadratic equation one of the easiest and interesting topic from maths. We have studied this when we were in school and we found it very easy. Especially for the beginners, this video is going to be little important because today in this session we are going to discuss some basic concept of quadratic equation, right? So please make sure you watch this video till end, and because today we are going to discuss some basic concept of quadratic equation like sign convention, how to compare two equations and how to compare x variable and y variable. So this kind of some small and basic concepts we are going to discuss in this topic. So friends, in most probably next video I will come up with a couple of examples so that you can understand in a better manner and your concept will be clear more in that video. So I hope I will upload that video as soon as possible, so don't worry about it. So far just concentrate in this video and we will, so just make sure that you will understand this topic clearly so that you can solve number of questions in future. So friends, without further delay, let's begin our session. So make sure if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel and share this video with your friends. Thank you so much guys. Let's begin our session. So let's begin our session, friends. So here today, before I move on to quadratic equation, the basic concept of quadratic equation, I would like to explain you a very important thing, especially for the beginners. Friends, when we were in schools, we used to study these linear inequalities, quadratic equation, right? So whenever we get two equation in terms of x and y, what we do usually, we usually solve them by using traditional methods. But from exam point of view, if you see these questions, whenever you get these questions in exams, you have to solve these questions within 30 seconds. So that is the challenge, because when we were in schools, nobody taught us how to solve these equations in a shortcut method. There we usually learn traditional method, and that's the best thing to learn. First you have to learn the traditional method, but I'm assuming you know the traditional method. Today I'm going to show you how to solve two equation which is in the terms of x and y in quick manner. How to, a shortcut method I'm going to share with you. So by using this shortcut you can easily solve these two equations within 30 seconds. I'm damn sure about it, friends. So let's begin. I will take one example. So by using that example I will show you how to solve that, right? Before that, usually what kind of question we usually get on quadratic equation in exams, right? You might have that question in your mind, like what kind of question, whether we have to find the value of x or where we have to find the value of y. So what kind of question we usually get? So friends, in exam, in competitive examination, you no need to find they will not ask you what is the value of x, what is the value of y. They will ask whether x is greater than or y or x is smaller than or y. So here in exam point of view, from exam point of view, you have to learn how to compare two variables x and y. Okay, so in exams you will get options. Like, first of all, you should know what kind of options you get in exam, right? So here in exam you usually get options like x is greater than y, x is smaller than y, x is greater than equal to y, x is smaller than equal to y, and x is equal to y or no relation. So usually you get these options. So you will get two equations. You have to solve those two equations, find the value of x and y, compare the value of x and y, and then you have to find whether x is greater than y by, or x is smaller than y, or x is greater than equal to y, or x is smaller than equal to y. There is relationship, whether there is a relationship between two variables or not. So this kind of options you usually get in examination. So I hope you understand. So friends, I will explain you only one simple question, right? Then we will move on to quadratic equation basic concept, because I felt this one is important, because many students that they don't know how to solve two equations. They always use traditional method. That's a very long process, guys. So please don't do that. So now you are grown up, so you should know how to solve this equation. Whenever you get two equation in terms of x and y, you should know how to solve those questions very quickly in a faster manner. So today I will teach you. Okay, so friends, let's move. Today I will teach only one example, and then after that we will move on to the basic concept of quadratic equation, right? So let me share one important example with you, right? So friends, let's take one example. So here I will go with one example like 7x minus 3y equals to 13. right? And 5x plus 4y equals to 40, right? So we have equation like this. So now if I ask you to solve this equation, this two equation, what you will do? You will go with traditional method. So you will equalize two equation, okay, then you will cut one equation, then you will substitute, you will find one variable's value, then you have to substitute that variable's value in another equation, then you have to find next variable. So friends, it's a big headache. Don't go for it, right? As far as exam is concerned, you need to be really quick, and you have to solve these questions within 30 seconds. If we go with traditional method, really it is not possible for you to solve these questions within 30 seconds. It will hardly take 2 to 3 minutes, and that's a very bad time. So but traditional method is important. Just for your knowledge sake, you should go with the you should learn traditional method. But as far as exam is concerned, from exam point of view, you should know the shortcut, and you have to solve the question with the help of shortcut method only. So today I'm going to show you how to solve this equation in a faster manner by using a shortcut. So pay little attention, that is more than enough. Just bit concentration is enough. Just carefully listen what I'm trying to say, right? As far as this shortcut is concerned, it is all about cross multiplication, right? So what you have to do is, whenever you get this kind of equation, make sure it's not a quadratic equation, okay? It's not a quadratic equation, a linear equation, because we don't know in exam they might ask anything, whether linear equation or quadratic equation, depends on their mood, right? So at that point of time you cannot go with the traditional method, right? So this shortcut is only applicable for linear equation, not for quadratic equation. For quadratic equation we have different shortcut. I will teach you that also, don't worry about it. So far just concentrate how to solve this linear equation by using this shortcut. So here what you have to do is cross multiplication, guys, right? So what we have to do, and follow the pattern is very important. From where I'm starting and from where I'm starting and where I'm ending, that is important thing, okay? You cannot randomly go from anywhere, just follow the pattern. So first you have to take 4 into 7, cross multiply it. 4 into 7, forget about the variables, guys. I'm just taking the coefficients, right? So 4 into 7 is 28, right? Minus, subtraction, minus 5 into minus 3. Consider this sign also. Sign is also very important. It also plays very important role solving this equation, right? So minus 5 into minus 3 is minus 15, right? And here we will write x. Now you will ask, why not y? You are writing x. Yes, definitely you should ask that question, because in this shortcut we have to write x because it is in the first position. Whatever the variable is in the first position, you have to write that variable only here. You cannot take random variable and you can write it over here, right? So here whatever variable is written first over here, that variable only you have to write here also, okay? You cannot take any variable. Just if you ask me why cannot I write y, because if you write y you will get wrong answer. So as far as this shortcut is, a shortcut demands the variable which is in the first position, you have to write that variable only. You cannot write other variable. Please make sure that, right? So after that what you have to do is one more cross multiplication here. From here again, start from the mid also. When we started from 4, and while ending also you have to start from the 4 only, right? So 4 into 13 is 4 3s are 12, 2 1 4 and 52, right? I hope you are able to see this my writing, right? So it is little fade, the color is little fade, so but I hope you can see this, right? So 4 13s are 52, again subtraction, right? Cross multiply 40 and 3. 40 into minus 3. Consider the sign also, friends. Consider the sign also, right? 40 into minus 3 is minus 120, and there is no variable over here. Okay, that's it. So once you solve this, what you will get? 28 minus plus, right? You will get 28 plus 15 is 43x, right? 43x equals to 52 plus 120 is, because minus it will become plus, so 52 plus 120 is 172. So while solving it, x is equal to 172 by 43. So we can solve this like 43 into 4 to the 12 4, right? 43 ones are 44. So x is equal to 4, right? X equals to 4. Now what you have to do? Simply put this variable value of x in one equation, what you will get, right? So here if you substitute this value over here, I will write here, guys. Okay, 7 into 4 equal minus 3y equals to 13, right? 28, you will get 28, right? So 28 minus 3y equals to 13, right? So if you transfer 13 over here and y over here, what you will get? Y equals to 28 minus 13 divided by 3. You know this further calculation, just I'm solving for you. But once you find the value of x, just substitute in one of the equation and you will get further. So you will get, I think, y equals to 28 minus 13 is I think 15, and 15 3 1 is 5. So y is equal to 5. So x equals to 4 and y equals to 5. So we can easily say that x is smaller than y. See how easy it is, right? Little hodgepodge, guys, but don't worry, just you have to find the first value. So what we did in this equation, it seems to be little lengthy, but it's not, actually it is not lengthy. I just elaborated, and I'm writing for the beginner so that they can understand in a clear manner. If you practice it without solving, you can just skip the steps and you can easily write, okay, x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 4. But for that you need a lot of practice, right? So if you make sure you solve number of questions based on these linear equations, right? So friends, here this is how you have to solve. What you have to do, write the equation like this. Start from the here, like what I did here. 4 into 7 is 28, minus 5 into minus 3 is minus 15. Write it and write x variable because it is in the first position, equals to 4 into 13 is 52, 40 into minus 3 is minus 120. So further when we solve it, you will get x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 5. Further calculation is not important, you can easily do it, okay? Because as far as calculation concerned, I'm damn sure you are better than me, right? Just you should know how to apply this shortcut whenever you get this equation. If you go with the traditional method, definitely it will too much time, guys. You multiply the equation with another number, then whole equation you have to multiply it, cancel it, substitute it, very headache. Directly find the value of x, put it in one equation, you will get the value of y. It seems to be little lengthy, but actually it is not. As I said before, it is not at all lengthy. Practice it, definitely you can able to solve this question within 30 seconds. I'm damn sure about it, guys. So practice more number of questions. So let's move on to quadratic equation, the basic control of quadratic equation. That will be our last thing in this session today. So I hope you understood this. If you are not, if you have any queries, you can comment in this video. I will try to explain in a better manner in next video if you have really doubt in this. But I hope that you won't get doubt in this at all. So practice more number of questions as much as you can, so that you can understand this shortcut very in a better manner. So let's move on to the basic concept of quadratic equation, friends. So friends, let's move on to our real topic, quadratic equation. So first of all, I would like to ask you one question, a very childish question what we studied in our school days. What is quadratic equation? So quadratic equation is nothing but an equation which is in the form of ax square plus or minus bx plus or minus c equals to 2 is considered as a quadratic equation, right? So here I am going to discuss some sign convention which plays very important role, and always make sure, as far as quadratic equation is concerned, the equation always used to get two roots, right? If x variable is there, there will be always two roots for x. If y variable is there, there will be always what, two values of that variable, right? So always make sure that, and don't forget it. So whenever there is two values, signs also there, whether it can be plus or minus, minus or plus, how to identify those signs in a better manner without solving. You can easily understand just by seeing an equation. You can easily guess what will be the sign for those two values, right? So how it is possible? So now let us understand what is the sign convention. But always make sure there will be two variables. As I said before, there will be two values for one equation in quadratic equation. If there is an equation ax square plus bx plus c, there will be always two values, right? So how to find the signs of two variables without two values without solving that? Let me explain you. What is the possible equations we will get? I will write here, right? So I will write ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, right? and there is one more equation, ax square minus bx plus c equals to 0. Whenever you get, I have a less space, okay, I will write here also. So one more is ax square minus bx minus c equals to 0, and ax square plus bx minus c equals to 0, right? So this is the possible equation what we will get in our exam. Apart from this, you won't get anything, right? So here now we have to understand what is the sign convention. So friends, always make sure that understanding the sign convention is really important. While comparing, minus and plus plays very important role. You cannot ignore it, right? So we all know that we are going to get two values. For one equation, obviously you will get two values, so we have to find the sign of those values, okay? So just by seeing, just by observing the equation, observing an equation, you can easily guess what will be the sign. Let me tell you the trick how you can understand. You can see the coefficient c over here, right? What is the sign in front of c? Plus. If there is a plus in front of c, always make sure the signs of those two values will be same, right? Same, there the same value. There will be no like plus minus. If either it will be minus or either or it will be plus or plus, right? So here it is plus, means the signs will be same. Now you might ask me, okay, signs will be same, okay, I understood, but what will be the sign, minus or plus? That depends on the sign which is in front of b, right? If there is a plus sign in front of b, the signs of the roots will be opposite to that, right? Here plus, you will get roots in terms in minus. Same sign, because there is plus in front of c. Always remember, if there is a plus in front of c, the root signs will be same, and if there is a plus in front of b, the opposite of plus is minus. So you will get roots in terms of minus only, right? Very easy, guys. Again, if I explain you this one will be clear, okay? Here see, plus, as I said, if there is a plus, the signs will be same. Here we have minus, so what is the opposite sign of minus? Plus. So you will get terms in you will get roots in terms of plus and plus, same signs, because there is a plus in front of c. Very easy, right? So here let's move on to next equation. I hope you understood this. Please try to understand, this is very important. Sign plays very important role, guys. So sign convention, you have to understand the sign convention anyhow. So please understand, if there is a plus in front of c, always make sure the signs will be same, okay? If there is a plus in front of b, the opposite sign of plus is minus, because there is a plus in front of b, the opposite sign of plus is minus, so you will get minus. If opposite sign of minus, if there is a minus in front of b, the opposite sign of minus is plus, you will get. And because same, there is a plus in front of c. If there is plus in front of c, same sign. If there is plus in front of b, opposite sign of that thing, okay? I hope you understand it. Rewind my video, watch again and again, you will definitely understand, right? So here let's move on to this thing. This thing is really little complicated, little confusing. You will get, if you don't understand it, just rewind my video and watch again and again, definitely you will understand. So what is this here? Here you can see we have plus. If I said, if there is a plus in front of c, you will get same sign values. So obviously, common sense, if there is minus in front of c, you will get opposite signs. There is a chance of plus minus, right, guys? You will get, if there is a minus in front of c, you will get opposite signs root only. You cannot get same signs root, right? You will get plus minus, very common sense. Now we have to understand that doesn't matter whether you have minus or plus over here, okay? But here what you have to think is, which one will be the greatest value among the two roots? Which one will be the highest value? Which one will be the lowest value? That you have to understand it, friends. Very important thing. We know, if there is a minus in front of c, the signs of roots will be opposite in nature, right? One will be plus, one will be minus, one will be plus, one will be minus. Here if there is plus in front of c, then doesn't matter, the both value will be same, both value sign will be same. According to the sign which is in front of b, we have to see whether it's a minus sign or a plus sign. That is very easy. Here you have to concentrate one thing. Here the thing is, you have to see whether the thing is whether the positive value is a bigger value or negative value is a bigger value. How to understand that, friends? very important, please listen carefully. If there is a minus sign here, if there is a minus sign in front of b variable, b coefficient, okay, if there is a minus sign in front of b coefficient, the root which has plus value, we should have a bigger value. It should be a bigger value, and the minus sign root should be a smaller one. Okay, just note it down, guys. If it possible, just take the screenshot. Okay, exactly here. Okay, if there is a minus sign in front of b, the plus root, the positive root value should be higher and negative root value should be lower, then only you can split it. Okay, here in quadratic equation you can understand better, so don't worry about it, I will teach you in next class, but sign convention is important, learn it. So next equation, what is there? Same, minus is in front of c, definitely the opposite, and the roots will be in opposite sign. Okay, so here we have plus, right? If there is a plus, the positive root value should be lower and negative root value should be higher, guys. Just understand this, guys. Sign convention, again and again I'm saying, because if you do one mistake, the whole equation will be spoiled, guys. So please make sure you understand this. As no, rewind my videos, watch again and again, definitely you will understand it. This one is easy, but this one is confusing, because here you have to decide which root value should get positive, which root value should you get negative. Okay, if there is a minus sign in front of b, the highest value of the root which has highest value should be positive, and the root which has lowest value should be negative. And here if there is plus in front of b coefficient, the highest value should be in, for negative, and the lowest value should be in positive. Okay, just understand this, guys. If you understand the sign convention, the rest of the thing is very easy, friends. Okay, I hope you understand this. I think that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, very informative for beginners. Please try to understand. If you don't understand this, rewind my video, watch again and again. Okay, refer some books if you have. I'm totally fine with that. Watch more videos on if it is possible, go visit other videos also. If it is difficult for you to understand my explanation, go to other videos, understand in that, but make sure you practice a lot. Okay, in next video definitely I will come up with more examples, so that I can easily make you understand the full concept of quadratic equation in a better manner, so that you can solve any kind of question based on quadratic equation. So I hope you understand this thing. Thank you so much for watching this video, and next video I will try to upload it as soon as possible. Until then, bye, see you, take care, guys. Thank you so much.